Elden Ring is something, man, I'll tell you. Damn, am I late? This game released like 3 years ago, but who cares? You know what I love about Elden Ring? It's become like the entry level for difficulty. I look at streamers and they're like, there's no way you'll be able to beat that game. And what started as a challenge for me grew into something more, and I gotta say, this gotta be an all-timer. I know, not an unpopular opinion. I feel like the way everyone got into Souls games though was the same that I did. I was like, I need a challenge. I need something different. I was bored as I remember I defeated Sigrun on Give Me God of War difficulty, and I was like, I like the difficulty of something. I like the humbling that I received, the dopamine hit of feeling like I was getting better. So I started digging. Boom, Bloodborne. PS4 version, free with PS5, PlayStation Plus. And ever since then, the rest was history. You see, do I think Elden Ring is perfect? Nah, nothing is perfect in this life. But there are some games though, you wish for the first time you could play them again. For the first time, I went into it blind, and I went into it with the knowledge of open world games being so samey, being so uninteresting. But like most From Software games, when I got into it and I knew I could make my build better and I could explore and I could do all the quests and that, the game had me. And it had me hooked, man. I'm ashamed to say this, but there are certain games where you start playing them and the sheer thought of life becomes a burden. Eating food, the hell is a meal when I can play Elden Ring? A shower, I'm in the shower feeling for the game. It's not normal, and Elden Ring was that. It's to a point where my criteria after finishing a game is like, well, I was good, but it weren't Elden Ring. It has ruined games for me in terms of impact, in terms of expectation. I don't know what to say. Like the first time opening the door to Limgrave, I can't, man. Like the game is just so beautiful. Not because of like, graphics, but the style is just damn. And to top it off, the game is massive. It's visually different in all areas. And I've seen people that thought Limgrave was the entire game. And it's like, I can't really blame them. When you get to Luernia though, and see just how big the map is, it's humbling. The game's scale is so impressive because the game never stops showing you just how high you could go up in the map. You just keep going. And it's done so well because there's always somewhere to go. There's always a point of interest that you can go to. And I mean, it's probably why the game's so addicting. I found that points that I'll go to an area and I'll tell myself, okay, I'm done here. Then you get to another area and you keep climbing the map. And it's like, yo, the map tells a story. You go to certain places and it's like, ooh, how mysterious. Like, look at Caelid, bro. Melania nuked the hell out to this place. And speaking of Caelid, I found Caelid horrifying the first time. Like, I remember just chilling in Limgrave and it was like, yo, it's kind of red over there. Then you get to Caelid and you realize it's literal hell. It's even worse if you get transported there because you can't just fast travel back either. But exploration is seamless. Torrent, that's my dog. But even before Torrent, I like how the game just lets you wander into anywhere and doesn't restrict you. Doesn't really give you much to go off of, but you can fight someone like the Tree Sentinel and get rocked over and over again. The game rewards your curiosity and doesn't hold your hand. Like for example, the Rani quest. After defeating Radahn, you unlock Nokron. Another example, after defeating the annoying boss, which is the 2 valiant gargoyles, you get access to the Deep-Root Depths, and I love it. Now, I'm not saying that being able to access all these hidden areas and caves and dungeons is perfect, no. But on a first playthrough, those special hidden areas, they hit. I loved them. Because I understand if someone was to say some areas have repeated bosses or say some hidden areas aren't all that special. I would agree, don't get it twisted. But I don't know. I just like the way that getting swallowed takes you to Volcano Manor. It's so weird, but I mess with it. But some areas on the game just leave me absolutely baffled. One thing I would say about Elden Ring, like most games, is some late game areas are really annoying. I'll get to enemy types later, but Crumbling Farum Azula to me is the epitome of, let's just get all the most annoying FromSoft bull that we can conjure up and throw it in there. Them lightning dragons, why? Just why? Them stupid ass birds, come on. This isn't an area where exploration feels good. No, it's an area that just pisses me off. Another area for the life of me I can't stand to explore, no matter how unique it is the Halleck Tree. The only good thing about the Halleck Tree is the Melania boss being there, which I'll get to later as well. But navigating this area and the level of bull you have to go through just to get here, bro, first playthrough, completely fine. Trying to do it again though, why am I getting stabbed in the back for just trying to get to the Halleck Tree, bro? It's another area where you think they just made it annoying annoying for the sake of making it annoying. And trust me, it doesn't end there. If I was to name every annoying experience of exploration, we'd be here all day. But trust me, Elden Ring has its stinkers. How about the sewers in, what's it called, Lindell, or whatever it's called? The enemy types in the sewers are annoying as well. How about Castle Sol and its enemies? Oh dear. I actually like Caelid, but any area with Scarlet Rot. I know Flame Cleanse Me exists, but I hate Scarlet Rot. So Haligtree, fuck you again. A couple more things about exploration I don't like is how quests get handled. Although I give the game praise and credit for not holding your hand all the time, it's like, damn, you could sneeze and miss an entire quest. That's how much you need to follow quests in this game. And then you miss out on a cool armor set, or you miss out on a cool weapon potentially. So the only way you can get that thing is by doing a whole new playthrough. I don't like that. And trust me, most of the main quests are good. Don't get it twisted. Rip Alexander. Although I couldn't really tell you the lore perfectly like his scripture, I would say I mess with the quests heavy. They can provide you with some of the best stuff, bro. But another thing that annoys me is a little nitpick. Fall damage, like, no, real talk. What's wrong with it? If I drop down from, let's say, 20 meters up in the air, and then just before I touch down, I do a double jump with said magical horse, I should not die, but it's okay. Those little messages as well that people be leaving around, I find those mad funny, but niggas just be lying on those sometimes. As for the combat though, each to their own, but I think this game provides one of the most fun ways to play a game with its RPG little element that you're able to attack the game basically however you want. Now Souls fans are annoying when it comes to this though. If I want to play the game with a strength build and Ash of War stun Melania with Lion's Claw to death, let me do it. I didn't spend the GBP I did for some random to tell me how my tarnish should be set up. Do I use summons? No. I like the ego boost of defeating a boss without summons. I do agree that summons make it easier. That doesn't mean though that I'm going to think that I'm better than someone all because I then use summons and they did. Shift. But build variety is one of the best parts of this game. You could say the game at times is as hard as you make it, and there are numerous ways you can switch it up. Every stat is broken when optimized, and the Ashes of War, how you can put them on different weapons, I really like that. One thing I've noticed is the cooler weapons tend to have less damage though, but are sick to use, and higher damage output weapons tend to have the spammy Ashes of War like the Blasphemous Blade. I also like how the DLC added like new classes to an already vast range. Now as for the difficulty, like I said with the build variety, I feel like it has a lot to do with how you set yourself up. Initially, first playthrough, I'll tell you this game was pretty difficult, but in a good way. There are times though where I feel like From Software can create difficulty out of nowhere though, and that's where my complaints from before with the exploration came from. There are certain areas where mob mentality influences the AI and it's like, bro, I can't breathe. Like, let me get up. Can someone genuinely explain to me the need for these enemies to be this overtuned? The avatar with the knights in the Haligtree, the knight that scoops you up and throws you in Haligtree. Is there any need? Enemies that spam status effects piss me off too. And the sorry excuse that people have for this is, oh, but it's optional. It's an optional area. It's an optional boss fight. The bosses are regular enemies in the Haligtree. That isn't normal. Why can a putrid avatar wholly beam my ass from the other side of the map too? Why are there putrid avatars everywhere? Why are basic enemies so tanky? It got to the point where in the DLC, normal enemies were genuinely more difficult than the normal enemies. The Divine Beast Warriors, why is my body getting swung up to the sky? This game is mad disrespectful. Dogs can jump you as they so please. And why would you ever fight a rune bear? There are certain enemy types where people are like, you know what, even at my big level, I'm staying far away from that. Them carrying knights in the DLC, overtuned as. Then you get to the actual bosses. I don't want to hear it, bro. Some bosses are mad annoying. I think the way I got used to the game, I just decided, you know what, I don't have the patience, I'ma just tank the hit, bro. Some delayed attacks are so delayed, it's baffling. Now I will say, I love the bosses. It's one of the reasons as to why I love this game so much. But there are certain bosses that just do too much. Before you could use Torrent, that Elden Beast just wouldn't stop running away. Like, chill out, bro. Another one, Fire Giant. All this movement for what? It's genuinely the fact he's so big as well, which makes it more annoying. Godskin duo without sleep pot isn't the worst thing, but it's actually annoying. That gravity bull ass beast, whatever its name is, annoying. Any Crucible Knight, but specifically the one with 2 of them. If there's 2 of them, oh, you best believe there's 2 of me. Commander Nile, oh, okay. The twin gargoyles, I could go on and on about the stinky bosses. The game is not perfect, but the one I actually really hated was Promised Consort Radahn. Anyone who fought him before the nerf knows I'm not saying this to feel cool, like, oh, I beat him before the nerf. No, Radahn before the nerf was actually a terrorist. That nigga needed nerfing. He was unfair. The hitboxes, the holy damage, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Bear in mind, for some dumbass reason, I fought him on a new game +5 save, which I felt like just made him more annoying. And yes, he leaves windows to attack, I get it. But the fight, I feel like just turns into this dancer spamming circle, or whatever your dodge button is, in order to only hit him twice. And then the process just repeats. So what bosses do I actually like? I like Melania. I think Waterfowl was BS though. But overall, Melania isn't, oh, spend 2 weeks trying to beat Melania type of difficult. No. Without Waterfowl, she isn't awful. She's pretty chill. And I like the fight. I like the music, the arena, all of that. Malekith, although deals mad damage, sick, cool, very cinematic, ends really quick because he's squishy, and that's why I don't mind it as much. And as for the rest, the same applies. Godfrey, mess with that for sure. Mesmer, really good fight. In my opinion, he's the best in the entire game. Radagon, Rykard, and Moog to top it off. Those are bosses I like. R'hllana, another one. The game has very good bosses for sure. Elden Ring is an all-timer for me, and I don't know, it might be my favorite game of all time. The DLC only added to the game is visually impressive and has some of the best content in the entire game. Weapons, lore, all of that. What a game. But that's all, folks. Neymar the GOAT, bro.